So the turning point, obviously, like we said, is Rack City, but that's the beat you're just fooling around with, and that could have been YG's record, but he's like, "Yo, send this to Tiger."
Yeah,
like, how does that happen?
Because he was on the song with YG called "Bitches Ain't Shit."
Yeah.
I had sampled that song, and YG was like, him and Tiger was like close to the time, and they was texting each other, and he told, I think Tiger just told YG like, "Yo, tell Mustard to send me some beats." And YG like, all right. So I was making Rack City. I remember this day like yesterday. I'm making Rack City, like the fake police, the security. So they came and like, turn the music down like it's the daytime.
Too much bass, Mustard.
Yeah, I'm like, it's the daytime right now. Nobody's worried about this music. But anyways, so YG pulls up like 5 minutes
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, come on the room. Like, yo, Tiger said send him a beat. I'm like, yo, I don't know what to send him. Because, he rapped. He didn't rap like that. He rapped different. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to send him. He like, send him that. I'm like, man, you sure? He like, yeah, I sent him that on like a Wednesday. That song came out on I sent it on Tuesday and it came out on Thursday.
You just cut it.
It just was that fast.
When did you know that record was taking off and it was a real
I had got a call from my Bay Area homie, Big Von. And he was like, yo, if you don't tell Tiger to go with that record, man, I don't know what to tell you. So I called Tiger. I'm like, yo, man, you got to do this record. And he was just like, all right. So he still wasn't going for it. Like, he was just like, all right, whatever. So they didn't go with it. And then I guess I heard that Diddy was like, yo, this is the record. And then they went with it.
And then the next big placement was I'm Different with 2 Chainz.
Yeah, that was I'm Different. And
how did that happen?
That actually was a beat with YG and Freddie Gibbs. And then 2 Chainz called. He like, yo, I just did this beat. And I snatched it. Yank, I'm gonna need this.
I want to talk about that because you send cats beats, right? So really it's about big bank take little bank. If I put the bigger check and put the deposit down, it's my track, right?
It wasn't even that. It was just at the time, it was just like, what's gonna make me a bigger producer?
Yeah.
At that time, 2 Chainz was on fire. Like when he first stepped in the game, it was like
all those guest appearances.
He was killing everything. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he's not killing everything now, but he was killing everything, and he was like on fire. So I'm like, yo, I can't do this record.
That's the homie YG. You still said, "Oh, we going with 2 Chainz."
No. He understood. I was like, bro, I need this record back. He like, all right. So 2 Chainz did the record, and then after that, Jeezy did R.I.P. But he did that song for YG.
Yeah, YG wouldn't get on the record. He told me, right?
Yeah, no, it was YG's song. Like,
R.I.P.
just imagine him writing a song for you, and you like.
He had the whole place for him.
Yeah, he like, I'm cool.
R.I.P. just killed the
class.
Yeah, he wrote it as a YG record.
Yeah, and then he came back. YG came back like, yo, let me get that record. Jeezy like, nah. I'm gonna need this. 2 Chainz jumped on that. It was over. You know what I'm saying?
But that was the thing, like, because look at your career, like you had this close relationship with YG, but the first 3 big records, YG could have been on. It didn't work out that way. It really took to my nigga to really break that barrier down.
Exactly,
so was he getting frustrated with the whole thing? And like, what made my nigga special that you think that was able to finally be that one that like you and YG could experience it together? Like this is his hit.
You know what was crazy? Me and YG got in a lot of arguments. We got in a lot of fights, not physical fights, but there's a lot of arguments and stuff. And it was just like, yo, why give other people the sound when I'm like, yo, this is just gonna make us be able to make it. And I'm like, when the time comes, when it's time for you to do your thing, I'm going to still be right here. I'm going to be right here along the whole way. And he was like, I feel you. And once he said that, that was like recent, like right before his album dropped or right before we did My Nigga and stuff like that. And once we did My Nigga, I'm like, bro, now we finally got one. And once it started taking off, I said, I told you, once it's time for you to go, it's going to be time for you to go. Then we came with Who Do You Love and Left Right, and we did the whole album.
Yeah. Talk about that album. How are your feelings about it? And I think what was different about it is that, you know, like you said, you started very much like it was just you and YG, and then this album you had Sycamore involved, Jeezy involved, like a lot of voices involved. Like, talk about being part of like a collective and putting that whole record together, the My Crazy Life album.
And at that time, and I was in between of being a dad and really trying to focus on that album, and that album meant a lot to me because it was like, this is my first time to show anybody that I could do a full body of work because everybody kept hearing singles and singles and singles and singles. So YG actually took a trip. He moved to Atlanta, And I was like, well, I'm not moving because I got a son, so I got to stay here for my son, but I'll come out 2 weeks out of the month. So every time I would come out, I would just get Jeezy's input, Sycamore's input, and we all together collectively came up with My Crazy Life. And it was like I was just making beats that I thought, you know what I'm saying? Or like Left Right, I just walked in the studio, I'm like, yo, you need a club record, you need something for the girls. We have nothing like that. He was like, make the beat. I made the beat. I swear to you, that song took 30 minutes.
It just felt right.
Because
that was more the tradition of some of the stuff you had done earlier, I guess,
it was just perfect. Even like the Who Do You Love? Like I did Who Do You Love in like a small room on the side of a room that he was recording in. So I just did it on the computer. No keyboard, no beat machine, nothing. Just all in the computer. And it just was it.
And how did Drake get involved? Because the first time I remember Drake would be DJing and would play a snippet of it and kind of tease the record. And we was like, what record is that? Like,
nah, Drake was always down to do songs with YG, but we just never had the right record. You know what I'm saying? It was never the right time. So once it became the right time, Drake was like, I'm with it. This is it. And he did it.
Yeah. And then it was like a nerve because like a lot of it, like you're saying, he kind of would present the record to the public and you guys kind of wanted to wait before you released it.
We was definitely like, no. Wait. But it's good that he was playing it, though, because everybody was hearing it and they was wondering, like, what is this?
And also, I read somewhere that you said even, like, you did some of the songs, like, you know, to me, you went out of your way that everything didn't have to have your signature tag on it. Like, BBT didn't have it, Big and Back being bold.
Yeah.
And even, like, BBT, I remember you had said that you didn't even like it when you first made it.
Yeah, I did not like that beat.
Yeah.
Not the song, but I hated that beat.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when I walked in the studio, I'm like, man, this is whack. And then I got on the airplane, I flew back. When he played it for me, I'm like, my bad. I was wrong. I was wrong. You know, but sometimes that's what you got to go through as friends, you know what I'm saying? Especially not being yes man in the music industry, because you got a lot of friends that come through and be like, this is hard. And it can be horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done that before, like, make just a real whack song and just have people come in like, yeah, this is it. This shit bang. And then niggas will be like, yeah, this shit bang, but it's not hard. And then we be like, we just playing. And then they look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So.
But so you think, like, you and YG, though, like you said, you had some arguments or battles about things like, is that just the nature of kind of your relationship, being that you guys are so close?
Like being, like, it's like your brother. Like, me and YG have a weird relationship. Like, it's like, especially now that we both taking off at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like, if I don't see YG for a month, he'll be like, and I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be a standoff, like who gonna speak first? You know what I'm saying? Like that. And then it'll be like, yo, what's going on? Like, and then they'll be like, I don't need him. He be like, I don't need him. But it's like, and then you think about it, like, man, I need my dog. And you be like, I need my dog. And then, you know, just homie shit.
It's
like,
very brotherly.
Shit that homies do. And at the end of the day, that's what makes us who we are, because there's no yes mans involved in nothing we do. If I think something is whack, everybody in my crew will tell you, I'll tell you, this is horrible. Yeah. You need to take this out. Don't ever put this anywhere that nobody can hear it. It's just simple, you know?
Yeah. But a lot of your biggest hits are with people like you have personal connections with. So even when you come back with Ty Dolla $ign all these years later, now you're producing him. Records like Paranoid or Nah. Like, talk about making those records and, like, now you're producing Ty Dolla $ign, who kind of helped teach you how to produce, right?
Ty is like the craziest dude in the world. Like, Ty has been listening to me since day one, because he always be like, no, let me trust the DJ. You got to go play these songs. Let me trust what you know what I'm saying? And he always, like, if I tell Ty, like, yo, this ain't it. Like, nobody's going to relate to this. He going to be like, all right, so how do we fix it to make it work? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be a fight, and it's not going to be no yes man with me and him either. So when I work with Ty, it's just simple. It's like, he know, like, if I bring him a record, he gonna be like, he gonna listen to it. If he don't like it, I gotta beat it and say, yo, this is the record, like, this is it. And
how did Paranoid come together?
Paranoid, I don't think I liked Paranoid at first. I was like,
so you don't be liking a lot of stuff at first.
Nah, that's why when people bring me songs and they be like, do you like this song? I be like, I don't know, like, because it's like. It's like, I don't want to be wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's what's interesting. I was going to ask you, like, the thing about your discography is that you're not just making big records, you're making hit records. You know, everybody strives to make a hit record. So I was going to try to ask you that, like, how do you know you make a hit? You know, do you think it's a hit when you're making it? But it seems like a lot of these records, you're kind of like, at first you're like,
Yeah, it
not
just
totally
depends, man. Like, Show Me, I just knew from the gate. I'm like, yo, this is it.
Show Me with Kid Ink and Kirshbaum.
Even Who Do You Love? Like, a lot of those songs I knew, like, these are records. Like, these are the real records. These are records.
This is going to hit.
Go. But at that time, I was over that. Like, I don't like this record. I don't like this. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I was going through a phase. Like, I just don't like this. I don't like that. I don't
just
like
hard
this.
on everything. When did you realize Paranoid could be something?
Whew. When everybody started singing it. I was the only one looking around in the crowd like, what the hell? I'm like, what am I missing? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I actually put it on my mixtape too. And
yeah, on the catch-up, right?
Ty
you
put
buried
it.
You did like track 18 or something. It was at the bottom of the mixtape.
Ty was like, man, put this on. I'm like, man, I just want to put this thing on you. It was another song he had. Okay. I thought that was the one, but he picked it and it was right.
How did or Nah come together, that record?
Or
did you
Nah
like that record?
Yeah, I like that record. We was in the studio, and I was there for Wiz. And I was playing this for Wiz, and Wiz was like, yo, this is dope. And we just started thinking about all of the words that girls say. And I was like, what do girls say right now? And my homie Lemmy, he was like, they be like, or nah, or nah, or nah. You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, Ty was like, is she really about this money or no? Or no? And then I was like, yo, that's hard. Yeah. And the beat was already there, so he went in and did it. Wiz did his thing, but I thought it was going to be for Wiz's album. And Wiz was like, yo, Ty, you can have this record. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, took off from there.
Yeah.
And then you got a connection with Kid Ink. You saying like his woman is friends with your woman, and that's part of the connection of you guys. And you got two big records with him, Show Me and Main Chick, right?
Yeah, Main Chick was actually supposed to be my song, but they leaked it.
For your 10 Summers? Or
yeah,
oh, really?
For my album, but they leaked it, so I won both ways at the end of the day. Because at first it was going to be on 10 Summers.
Yeah, Main Chick.
But then Chris put it out, and they're like, yo, we want to buy it. I'm like, all right, it's already out anyway, so I won, you know what I'm saying? So, and then they all produced by me anyway, so it didn't really matter.
And Show Me was a transition, like you said, because like you talked earlier about like answering your critics that may say your stuff is a similar vibe. I think you were saying that people were calling a lot of what you did ratchet sound, and then with Show Me, and then now the Jeremiah record, you kind of did more of like a kind of housey, kind of late R&B soul. Like, talk about that transition.
I just got tired of people just putting me in this box. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just the box that people put me in. Oh, you just the Bay and this and that. I'm like, man, listen, I ain't never heard a Bay Area dude do this in my life. I can't speak for nobody, but I'm me at the end of the day. I'm not Dr. Dre. I'm not Little John. I'm not Timberland. I'm not Pharrell. I'm Mustard. So it's like what I do is what I do. You can't compare that. I don't want to be in competition with nobody. I'm not in competition with Mike Will. I'm not in competition with Chop. Anybody them is all the homies. Like I want everybody to win at the end of the day. As long as I can feed my family, I can give a shit what anybody do. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing. That was my whole like.
You clapping?
Yeah, that was my whole little thing.
But it pushed you to kind of show that you just a certain range to your production.
Yeah, it was just like, why should I? I could show y'all better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, show me.
I can show you better than I could tell you. And everybody always just kept saying to me like, yeah, okay, you got Rack City, and now what? And then somebody told me that before. They actually said that to me, like, yeah, you got Rack City, but now what? Yeah. And I kept that in my head, and I always feel like that. And I still think to this day, like, now what? Yeah. Now what? What you gonna do? Because you only as good as your last hit. Everybody's attention span is like this. Not to be disrespectful to anybody, but in the music industry, you can forget. Yeah. Look at the producers that you have forgotten.
Or people have their runs, and then
it's over. Like.
So that's why you call it 10 Summers, because like here people are trying to act like, well, maybe you're just the flavor of the month, flavor of the year. Yeah. You're like, yo, I'm gonna be here 10 summers. Like I'm not going anywhere.
Whether I gotta do reggaeton music, I'm gonna be here. What I gotta do, I'm gonna be here for 10 summers regardless. There's no way that you're gonna get me out of this music game. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that? What keeps you so determined? Like, why do you think you're built for it to survive in this business?
Man, I got a girlfriend and she does not complain at all. Well, she complains, but she doesn't complain, and that takes a lot off of me because it's like I could be like, babe, I need a day to myself, and she'll be like, all right. Or I'd be like, babe, I'm in the studio from 6 to 6 in the morning. And she'd be like, all right. And I'll come home and I'll go to sleep. And she gets it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is my job.
She has that support system.
You know what I'm saying? And at first, when we first got into it, it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, at first, when we first got into it, I used to always explain to her, I'm like, nah, if you worked at McDonald's, could I come and cook fries with you? And she used to be like, nah, I don't like.
So you don't like, what's your studio? Do you don't like people around you in the studio? Like you have a certain process?
It's cool. A lot of people don't know that the studio is not fun. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
I never had fun.
It's like everybody thinks it's a party. Hey, turn up. No, it's not. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of hearing the same track over and over again.
It's like hearing the same thing over and over again. Weed, everybody smoking weed. And it's just like coming up with ideas. You might have me in one station and my other producer, she's in another station. Then you got somebody writing a song over here and the music's blasting. See, but now the way that I work now is like I'll be having a whole studio locked down. So I'll have one room.
You got that paper for that. You got that paper.
No, they got that paper for that. Nah, but I'll have my engineer in one room mixing the record that's finna come out. I have another session going on with some writers or something. And then I have a room where I'm making beats. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll have another room for my producer that's signed to me. And he'll be making beats upstairs and creating ideas for us to do stuff off that.
But you said earlier the support system is why you think you'll be able to like survive in this.
Yeah,
or like continue to thrive.
Yeah, especially with her, man. She held it down for real. Yeah. Like I got a son and she take care of him, take him to school, get up, whatever.
Another baby on the way, right?
Another one on the way. And I'm not.
Congrats on that.
She can handle it though. She cool. She got it. She like super mommy or something.
Speaking of ladies, man, you R&B cuts, man. You putting your foot in that too, man. Trey Songz.
Man, listen. Didn't I just say 10 Summers? I want it all. I need everything. Anybody that want a song that got the right amount of money and they popping, they can get a record from me.
So you still do. So a lot of times I saw something with you too. Like a lot of times, like you don't really work with other than like home team like YG or Jeezy.
Yeah.
You don't get in the lab with a lot of cats. You send a lot of beats out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you just.
I kind of stopped doing that now because I find myself on Twitter and people be like, "Yo, I got this new single by DJ Must," and I'm like, "How did you get this beat?" And it be from somebody that I done sent some beats to and left the beats in the computer, and it just be like, "Yo, you bugging."
So you had to change that. So.
Yeah, so I don't really send beats no more.
So what's your experiences like now making that transition? So like, if you're trying to work with Nicki Minaj, like you go in the lab with her, like how does that
I actually
work?
went to the studio with her one day, and I just sat with her and I played her the tracks.
But it's not a lot. You have yet to really like outside the home team really just be in the lab sweating with somebody.
Yeah, nah, cause I don't.
You don't like telling people their verse is whack and all that.
Nah, not even that. Some people don't take that the right way. That too, but it's just like I don't get the vibe. Like YG would be like, make a beat, man. I'll be like, half sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he'll just be on me, like, yo, make a beat, bro. Come on, man. I need a song, and I'll be like, come on, man. You gotta chill, like. And then he'll finally get me up. You know what I'm saying? And we just go in. Yeah. Same way with Jeezy. Jeezy does not sleep. Yeah. Like he don't sleep. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I've never caught him sleeping in the studio.
Yeah. That's why he be wearing the Ray-Bans. He be behind it.
No, he don't even be sleeping under them Ray-Bans. He be up. Like, turn up. It's 4 in the morning. What are you talking about? All the clubs are closed. How can you what are you talking about turn up? But he gets the job done every time.
Yeah. Well, I was to say that was a big transition when he got involved with YG's career, which obviously impacted you. Like, what was that like?
It was crazy because me and YG had an argument over that. I was like, man, don't do that, man. We can do this ourselves and da-da-da-da.
Fuck a snowman. Fuck a snowman. We got this.
He ain't from the West, and it was a real argument. Like it was crazy.
Almost got physical.
Yeah, like it was a real argument. And YG was like, man, and he get mad, and when I get mad, I get mad.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like, all right, like you guys
we both
chill,
hot.
We both are fighting here. So we in the elevator just arguing, and I just took a flight home. He woke up, he like, damn, you just gonna leave a nigga with no beats? I said some crazy bullshit to him. He said some crazy bullshit to me, but that shit didn't matter. But at the end of the day, I went back and I told him, I said, bro, that was the best decision you ever made, and I'm sorry that I even You know what I'm saying? Like, told you that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he got to make the best decision for him.
But it seemed like you was able to kind of build a relationship with Jeezy yourself. Like, what was that like, getting to know him?
It was crazy because when I was saying all that shit, I didn't know Jeezy.
Of course.
I didn't know who he was.
Of course.
I knew who he was as a rapper,
music,
of course.
Not as a person.
But I'm like, nah, like, And at that time, Freddie Gibbs was signed to him. I'm like, yo, no. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect for Freddie Gibbs, but I was just like, nah, like, for
just
what?
Just didn't feel right.
I'm like, for what? We don't got a roster over there, but at the end of the day, once I got to know Jeezy and I seen how passionate he was about my homie, I'm like, for sure, this is where you need to be.
Did you guys also form a relationship? Like, what was
me
that?
And Jeezy?
Because you've done a lot of records with him. Like, how did you guys connect yourself?
Me and Jeezy, boy, we even did some records. Yeah. We got a lot of records that's not even out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to Miami with Jeezy one time. We were just we was in the studio on one side of the strip. He was in the hotel on one side of the strip. So we was just bouncing back and forth, going to the club. Like, it was crazy. But in Atlanta, when we in the studio, that man don't sleep, man. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. He don't sleep. It's just all night long. Beats. Even if you run out, make a new one.
So when did it click that you felt like, okay, YG's right. This is the right thing for us? Like this.
Just when I just started seeing Jeezy, because it had never been nobody to come in and really sit with us and tell us what they thought, except for Sycamore. You know what I'm saying? And tell us what they really, really thought. The first name for the album was I'm from Bompton or I'm from Bompton.
Yeah.
And Jeezy was like, nah. And YG ain't gonna listen to nobody but somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Because to us, he like, man, we got the same amount of money. We got the same. Yeah. You can't tell me. You know what I'm saying?
This is my vision. Yeah,
this is my vision.
That's the title y'all had for a minute.
Yeah, he set us down, and he really told us like, yo, this is what you should name your album, because everybody's not from Bompton. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna understand that. And YG was like, you right. And I was like, you right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was cool, and it just made us think more. And once we had that talk with him, and he had a whole talk with like us in the studio. Yeah. Once he had that talk, I just went into my mode like, if we gonna change the album, we need to change it to something that's like crazy, because we did the song "Big and Back Being Boo" in New York, that was the first record we did for the album. And then when we went back, I just started painting pictures to My Crazy Life. What would My Crazy Life sound like to where he could tell the story about his crazy life?
What was the hardest part? Because it took you guys a long time. Like, what was the final piece that came together that you felt like, okay, this album's ready now? Like,
I had never collabed with any producers before. Like, I've collabed with producers, but all my stuff is inside the box. And once I start hanging around people like Terrence Martin, and
he's up in here somewhere.
Yeah, he in here somewhere. But
I told him I needed like a sax intro.
Yeah,
he didn't want to do that.
He's like incredible. Hanging with people like Terrence Martin, Lawrence from 1500. But Terrence mostly, because he came to Atlanta with us, and he actually like played on every one of the songs. Even if it was my beat, if it wasn't my beat, he made everything sound for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And ever since then,
elevating the sound.
Yeah, I live by that. Like, even my album, if you go listen to my album, he's on my album. That's why you don't hear like the whack bass sounds that you usually hear in like Fruity Loops, or these bass lines that everybody are using. You don't hear that. You're hearing a real guitar. You're hearing a real bass. You're gonna hear a real guitar. You're gonna hear some real piano keys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Terrence was like a big help for the album. And when he put that together, me and him did the Sorry Mama beat over, because I told him, like, yo, man, I think you should do it. He was like, nah, I don't know. Because, producers get mad when you touch their stuff. I'm like, man, listen, if they get mad, they're just going to have to get mad, but we got to do this over. Yeah. And he played everything, and I'm like, this is it. And I made the beat around it, and it was just crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of that, when you got with Kanye, you tried to give him a lot of beats, and then he used one for Sanctify with Ross.
Yeah, I gave him like 100 beats.
And he changed that up. So how did you feel about that? Like you said, producers don't like when their tracks are messed with.
That is Kanye West.
Was that?
I wouldn't give a damn what he did to the beat. Long as my percentage is the same, I don't give a damn. You can flip it, switch it, slow it down, speed it up. I wouldn't give a shit. Do your thing. That's Kanye West, man. He can't. Yeah. And then I heard it before he did it. He didn't just do it and just like here.
You really thought it was good? If you thought it was bad.
No, what's crazy is I didn't even know it was my beat. Yeah. So when I'm listening to it in the thing, I'm like, yo, this is hard. He's like, yeah. But I'm like, he's not knowing that I don't know that it's my beat. He's like, yo, listen to this. And I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, this is hard right here. And he like, yeah. But he's expecting me to be like, is this my, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't even know until he played my beat. And I'm like, oh, that's my beat? He like, yeah. I'm like, oh, man, that's hard. Nah, it's really hard. And it just was like, you know what I'm saying? It just created a whole relationship for me and Ye.
Yeah. So you trying to get placed with him for his
Yeah,
situation?
like I said, I gave him 100 beats. He better put something on something. I don't give a damn what he used it for. I mean, he used Sanctified, so.
The first part of the year, you Hot 100, you was smashing everything. It seemed like summer got a little quiet a little bit. So wonder what you got cooking for the rest of the year.
Summer was still kind of cool right now.
Well, I see what you got. You got 2 on. It's popping still.
No, this summer.
Don't tell them.
I got the 3 top songs. No, it's like a record that I just broke.
Okay, tell me.
Me, Jermaine Dupri, P. Diddy, and I can't think of who else it is, but number 1, number 2, number 3 are the top 10 songs in order.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we got like that, and then I got actually 4 songs in the top 10, but I got 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, which ones are those?
Tinashe, Don't Tell Him, and Main Chick.
Yeah.
Like Kid Ink.
Talk about the Tinashe record. Like, how did that come together? Like,
man, Mike Will was a big help in that record. They had the record already. It was like a mustard sounding beat that they had.
Oh, yeah, we ain't talked about that yet. What's the sound
it
of
was
beats?
like a mustard sounding beat. And Mike was like, yo, if y'all do this song and y'all don't get mustard involved, then this is not going to be a record. I'm like, you real for that? And he told me that, and I was like, all right. So I got to New York, and they're like, yo, we got this song Mike Will said. And I listened to it for a little bit, and I was like, yo, what could I possibly do to this song? So I'm like, give it to me. I'll do it tonight. But y'all got to agree to these certain points and stuff that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
They got to agree to this. And they're like, all right. So I took the song. I did it the same night. And I just added what I wanted and placed it how I wanted to place everything. And then it just took off.
So the foundation was similar already that existed, and you just
Of course, yeah. There's a dude named Red Wine. Yeah. He had started on the beat, and I just didn't like the format at first. So I formatted it how I wanted to format it, and I put my kicks, my 808, my drums, and I just like made it bang like how I would make any of my songs bang, and it went good.
Well, speaking of songs, there's basically 2 big records that exist that aren't produced by DJ Mustard, but people assume that they are. It's Chris Brown's Loyal and Iggy Azalea's Fancy. And it seemed like with Loyal, you're cool because you know the producer of that,
Yeah,
right?
that's my dog. He been making beats like that for forever.
Yeah.
I just don't like the producers that come and they just like steal. Like, I don't know any other way to say it. It doesn't bother me.
The
you know
fancy
what I'm
producers.
Yeah,
it seemed like
fancy
you found your
producers.
piece with it. Like, it seemed like at first you was
Yeah, it's like, I
obviously
actually played the song. I like the song, and it's dope. But I always think like this, man. If you steal one song, you have to steal another one, and it's gonna be hard to steal my next record. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to keep stealing, and once you keep stealing, people are gonna be like, I don't like that because it's the fake version, and I want to hear the real version.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no longevity in it.
Yeah, it's no longevity in stealing or making up stuff that sounds like mine.
Was you taking it back more because obviously I think Iggy has some history with you guys, right? With
That's
the
why
crew,
I
right?
really was like, at first I was like, yo, you tripping. Like, I know Iggy. Like, we know her. Like,
She was cool
she used
with
to be
Ty
chilling
back in the day,
with
did a
me,
mixtape.
Ty, YG. She used to be chilling with us. Like, it wasn't like she know the sound. She know how hard we was working to make that sound for you to go to somebody else or for you to do whatever you did, whatever they did, and just be like, oh, this is a new, and I don't know why Mustard is. No, you know why.
Yeah.
I think she was like, I don't know why everybody thinks it sounds like, sounds like Mustard.
Yeah. So how did you feel when you did? But you didn't know Mediocre with T.I. He put her on the record. Did you know he was gonna put her on the record? Like, how did that come together?
I knew. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a check for me. I can't listen. I'm not gonna never mess up my money for no song. I hope that song go #1 too. I'll be happy for me, her, T.I. I'll be happy for his Fancy, everything else too. I'll be happy for it all.
Jeremiah, don't tell him. We talk about that. Like, that record's still kind of growing and getting even bigger. Like,
that's
talk
a
about how
huge
that record
record.
came together.
Man, Sycamore brought that record to me. Same as Tinashe. It was like almost done. And Sycamore was like, yo, I know you know what to do to this record to make it a record. I'm like, all right, give me a day with it. And I sat with it all night. I just was like, yo, if you listen to Down on Me, my single with Ty, you can hear it's the same drops in that song than it is in Don't Tell 'Em. And I just felt like that gave it more energy. And just the sample of the song and him singing Rhythm as a Dancer and stuff like that, I was just like, yo, I told your mom, like, yo, you might as well pack your bags right now because you out of here. This is a song for you. And he was like, he was one of those, I don't know, those type of dudes. And he finally, I seen him in the club the other night. He was like, man, you told me, man. You told me. I'm like, yeah, I told you. So that's how that came
I wanted to ask you about Down on Me. Like, I like that record a lot, but do it hurt you almost sometimes because you have so many other records going on that your records aren't getting the proper attention, or at least radio-wise?
Yeah, of course. It's because it's
like Down on Me, which is with Ty and 2 Chainz, right?
Yeah, of course. But I don't be tripping, man. I do records for the clubs. I'm not even like the sales and stuff. That's all cool and stuff. But I'm doing records for people that's in the club having a good time, and my album is for having a good time and just having fun. So long as I got enough records on the radio, even if they not mine, they still mine. At the end of the day, my whole album on the radio. I got a different album. It's an Invisible album with Tinashe and everybody. And it's all on the radio right now. All them songs is mine.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So you study them Billboard charts. You be on there.
I don't be studying them, but I look at it once in a while.
So what's some of the futures out there? You just dropped the French Montana, the Don't Panic.
Yeah, Don't Panic. That's like a year old. I did that song a long time ago in New York. I just was on FaceTime with French today. He was on the side of a cliff. On the side of a cliff, I might finna go jet skiing. That's crazy. But Don't Panic is picking up real good too. Yeah. A lot of people playing that record.
Yeah. You big on the social media, man. We said we got to deal with a lot of the haters on there, right? You be blocking fools? You be blocking people?
Hell yeah. I block the shit out of people. I don't like people that say disrespectful shit. Yeah. Especially about my kids and my family. I don't play that shit because nobody would ever say nothing to me like that in my face because I would slap the shit out of them. Yeah. I hate when people follow you to say crazy shit. Like, it's like, why? Why would you, you know what I'm saying? Like, the other day I was in a club and I had a fucking bottle in my hand and I had this it's like a girl out here that she makes like Ace of Spades candles. So she cuts the bottle in half and there's a candle in it. So if you see the Ace of Spades half a candle, you can light it. It's a candle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm holding the candle, me, YG, and I'm holding another bottle of Ace of Spades. And some dude got on there and was like, yo, Mustard is too thirsty to stunt. He's holding 2 bottles of Ace of Spades. I'm like, it's a fucking candle, you dipshit. What the fuck is your problem, Like, just bullshit like that.
How you feeling personally? Like, I'll tell you something about, like on a health kick and, get your weight right and, talk about that transition.
Yeah, I said that like a couple months ago, but I'll be bullshitting sometimes. I'm supposed to go on another diet tomorrow, but
the mustard diet.
Yeah, nah. I just be man. I travel so much. It's so hard. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's overweight, or not saying I'm like super overweight or like that, but anybody that's overweight, take time. You gotta really, really dedicate yourself to that. And when I'm in the studio all night long, it's kind of hard to not eat Bossa Novas when it's down the street. It's kind of hard to not eat berries when it's down the street. And then I got a pregnant girlfriend and she want to eat. So it's like, you want to eat with her and it's just like, it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to figure it out. Just for healthy reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like,
also fashion though.
Terrence Martin. It's just for the healthy reasons.
No, but you be stunting. You want to fit some of this designer stuff.
That's really the real reason.
The vanity reason.
That's the real reason. Just to be able to, like, my son's getting older now. He's 2. I want to be able to run around with him and not get tired because he already be having me tired. I'm like, listen, you got to slow down. He was at Chuck E. Cheese the other day. He's like, Daddy, basketball. He's breaking, though. I'm like, yo, you got to chill. Like, can't be running like that. And he's fast, you know what I'm saying? Like, jumps on top of stuff and stuff like that. So I got to just get in shape for that. But at the same time, Yeah, I like fashion. Like I told you before, I don't want to be the typical LA Dickies and Chucks dude. I want to wear
Yeah.
Balenciaga. I want to wear Givenchy. I want to wear Balmain. All anything designer that I'm into it.
Yeah. And now you can afford it.
Yeah,
More than ever.
sometimes.
You want to answer some quick questions for the
Yeah,
people?
I'm with it.
Let's do it, man. Who got a question?
What's the word?
We got Mike.
How you doing, Mustard? My name is Mike. First off, I want to congratulate you on your success.
Thank you.
You know, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of artists and a lot of producers that look up to you, but they don't know how to get there. So it's like, with that being said, can you please just kind of like give some knowledge on a lot of the industry standard stuff that's been going on to help a lot of these people that are uneducated throughout the music industry? Because a lot of them think a 360 deal is the way to go, or a lot of them think that they're going to just get famous overnight, and they don't understand how hard this is. You know, you got to be working.
Let me break this down.
Break it down, Mustard.
A 360 deal, nowadays, you're going to sign one. For one, let's just say that. But if you don't have to, don't do it. Like, I tell my little brother this all the time. He's so interested in doing a deal. He doesn't care. He just like, yo, 50 grand, it's a lot. And it's like, bro, it's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not nothing. So when you get in this position and you got somebody like me, or speaking of him, if you got something like me and I'm in this position, I'm telling you, you don't have to do that. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Look at Kendrick, look at TD, look at all of them. They didn't have to do that. They just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just did that because it was a bigger and smarter move. But at the end of the day, they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Look at Nipsey Hussle. He's doing all that by himself. Ain't no label involved with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that Proud to Pay campaign, everybody paying $100 just to go get one of his CDs, that's a grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a grind. And something I wish, if I would have thought of that, I would have did it. I wish that me, Ty, and YG wasn't signed. Maybe right now we'd be like Cash Money or something. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's different ways that you do things. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a crew and, you know what I'm saying? But I was lucky to have a crew that really had my back and stayed with me this whole time. So I would say if you don't have a crew, then, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta focus.
And that's what pushes Inc., right? And you guys are like, I think Ty said something that you guys is working on a label deal.
Yeah, we was gonna do a label deal together, but I think it's like we all know that we all want to be our own bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like Ross and Khaled, like they're together.
Yeah,
they're a team at the end of the day. Even Cash Money and Ross Khaled, they're all a team. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they're all their own bosses. Khaled calls that shot at We the Best. Yeah. Rick Ross calls that shot at MMG. Baby Cat calls that shot at Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we all want to just be our own bosses at the end of the day, and we're gonna support each other to the death of us because that's how we came up. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we just want it to be like to where we don't clash, we don't get into arguments over who's the next artist. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody has to feel empowered.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want everybody to have their own control, and we're going to help each other to the fullest.
How do you think those outside affiliations like YG going to CT affiliation, Ty with Taylor Gang, you with Rock Nation, how have your outside affiliations you think helped you guys overall?
I think it helped us a lot because it's like my connections is their connections. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go to Jeezy right now. I can call Jeezy myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can call Wiz. I can call whoever, Jay Brown, YG can call Jay Brown. Jay Brown can call Ty. Like,
brings all the
any
world
type
together.
of problems that we have, we all stick together and we make sure that we fix them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a long time, we was having a little sketchy problems, but at the same time, we had people around us. And we had teams that was keeping us on a straight path. You know what I'm saying? So Ty is doing his thing with Taylor Gang. He's doing a tremendous job. I'm doing my thing with Rock Nation. And YG doing his thing with Jeezy.
Cool. Next question.
What's going on, Mustard?
What's up, bro?
I'm Nazo Bravo, artist from LA, and I was just wondering, now that you're signed, are you closed off to working with independent artists, or does that still give you the opportunity to work with whoever you want?
I work with whoever I want to work with. Like with Rock Nation, it's not like they got me locked. It's like a thing. It's more so what a lot of people don't understand. It's like Jay-Z and all of those people. They let you be creative. They let you do what you want to do. So if I found an artist out of this crowd right now and say, yo, this is who I want to rock with, they going to say, okay, we rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, because are you gonna believe in my, you know what I'm saying, what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I could work with whoever I want. It's not a.
I think you've always kept that balance, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
even
just
the
like,
under 10 Summers. There's a lot of lesser known
yeah,
artists.
it's a lot of people that
Like,
that's
talk about
on
some of the
artists.
artists that you featured on 10 Summers.
Yeah, we got like RJ. He's on my album. He's not signing nobody. We got TC 4800. We got Sue. I don't know if Sue signed, aka Frank. Nipsey. A lot. Dom Kennedy. These are all people that's not signed to labels. You know what I'm saying? That's not.
There's
even,
a lot of local acts that you respect can still get beats from you at this point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a lot. Like Casey Reggie, I got records with him. Like, it's just all about your work ethic. Like, I'm not gonna give you a beat just because you feel like you're gonna pop off of me. I want to see what you can do. Nobody's gonna be more into your stuff than yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
So
rap it.
if I see that you got a movement and you doing something positive with your work, and I hear you, I gotta hear you in these streets. When I hear you in these streets, it's like, for sure.
But how do you deal with that thirst? Like, when you're a producer, it's like people just, you have the power that one record could change lives. So you become a target, right? Like, people are
that's what everybody say. If I get one mustard beat, it's over. I'm going to the top. No, it's not over. I done gave niggas beats a gang of times, and these niggas is still in the same spot. So that don't. That's not what's gonna change your life. It's just you. It's at the end of the day, you gotta work for what you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. All right, next question.
Considering your extensive production discography, especially over the last couple of years, is there a personal favorite beat of yours that you think, comparatively speaking, is that you would say is kind of slept on within your discography?
I was gonna ask that.
One of the beats that I think was slept on, probably T-Pain Up Down.
Oh, even bigger.
Yeah, you know, I get those little memes on my on my Instagram. I've been meaning to Instagram. It's like the DJ Mustard beats, and it's like 2 keys. 2 keys or something. I just be like, yo, I use more than 2 on this one. I use like
3 or 4?
7.
7?
I
7
use
keys
7
mustard.
on this one. Can I get at least 7? You know, so probably.
And the
Up
haze.
Down.
No, but what about like you, Nipsey Hussle? Like, you've done these records that haven't even popped off. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I think when you look at the internet, people be like, these are the 20 greatest mustard beats. They'll pick something from Catch Up or projects that underappreciated type of records. I guess. Does any of those records stand out that you wish that record could have been a hit? I don't know why that
I
record
thought
didn't
Put
connect.
This Thing On You by Ty Dolla $ign was a smash, but I guess it just didn't pick up right.
Put This Thing On You. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question.
In regards to, new upcoming artists, what do you advise for them besides the movement, besides everything else and the hype? Like, what is it that do you advise them? And how do you just, set away the haters and like just disregard them in that aspect? You know what I mean?
I can't tell you to disregard the haters because I still don't. I try my best to like say or not read the comments and stuff like that. But the best way I would say is just stay focused, man. You got like if you don't have a studio to go to, you don't got time to pay for a studio. All you have to do is save up $1,000 or even $600. Go to the Guitar Center like we did. Get everything yourself. Do everything yourself. Don't wait for nobody to be like, I need studio time, or you don't wait for that. You gotta go get it. If you really want to do something, you'll do it. Just like if I really want to lose weight, I'm gonna run tomorrow.
We're gonna get there, Mustard. We're gonna get there, baby.
For real.
2015.
Mustard, man, you mentioned a minute ago how you have the freedom and the range to do what you want to do with Rock Nation.
Yeah.
Is there something that they've brought to the table that you kind of slept on? It's like, shit, man, maybe I should have done that.
Nah, man. They really let me lead my own way. I do what I want to do. So it's no, like if they'll give me an idea, I don't think it's never been one idea that they gave me. They came up with the Google thing. You know what I'm saying? And that was like one of the greatest ideas I could have thought, well, they could have thought of. But it was just like, it's amazing because it's more into the deal than I can actually say, but it's a lot into that deal, you know? Like, yeah.
So how do you think you're gonna continue to grow? Like, is it those kind of deals like to the Rock Nation? What are some of the goals in the future you think you're trying to achieve?
Man, I'm finna start my own record label. It's called 10 Summer Records. I'm doing the label. Well, I'm helping YG with his label. It's called Push Inc. the label, which was our label in the.
It's gonna
from
be
the
solely
get-go.
YGs now.
It's gonna be YG's, and I'm just gonna work on everybody's project, man. I'm gonna make sure the West Coast got a long span while I'm here.
So the Western football. One more thing you said, like also too with the DJing, like as a hip hop cat, you said you love hip hop so much. You're kind of challenging that whole culture of how everything's going kind of EDM and like that there's a place for you still in that, right?
Yeah, nah, because it's like, have you ever been to a DJ concert where it's just hip hop DJs? No. You going to a Diplo, you going to a Skrillex. There's never been a hip hop DJ headlining one of those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm trying to bridge the gap, because it's like half the time when we in these raves and we doing all this stuff, nobody knows those songs. They just know it's a crazy drop and everybody goes crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they're playing a lot of their records.
Exactly.
Same way hip hop
And
DJs play their records.
when I'm going on stage, I'm having a party. It's turning into a house party. It's like a real club, but it's just like at those festivals and those raves or wherever I'm DJing at, they don't have a problem with having fun. And that's what I'm all about. Like I said, I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to be involved in none of that drama. I just want to get money, feed my family, and have fun. And when I'm on stage in front of all those people and I'm playing my records and they singing all the words, ain't nothing better than that to me.
And anyone that thinks he's sure just of this moment is going to be in for a surprise.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Mustard, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Salute.
Let's
Man, we done, baby.
It's all over.
How you feel?
Feel like a champ.
No, but I thought you spoke a lot about how family's so important to you. And I
Yeah,
think
sometimes you don't tell people enough how much they mean to you, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I think the thing with you with 10 Summers is like it's not even just an album. It's kind of a philosophy.
Yeah, it's really like
Of
a
your
promise to
approach.
the streets, man. Just to tell everybody I'm going to be doing this for the next 10 summers, at the least.
Elliott Wilson from Rap Radar. I get down for my clan.